Did you see this mob scene last night? It was one of last night's caucus locations in Texas. Looks like the outside of a jail rather than a caucus scene. But the police are attempting to keep order. The Clinton camp now is crying foul, accusing Obama supporters of creating mischief. And now the campaign may challenge the caucus results, which account for about a third of the state's delegates. Does Hillary Clinton have a case? Let's ask Cleta Mitchell. She's an election law attorney. Cleta, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be with you.
So, does she have a case? What's with this?
Well, I think that she does. Understand that this is not like challenging the election laws. There was some discussion yesterday about voting irregularities in Ohio. That would be a completely different set of state laws in Ohio, like we went through in Florida in 2000. But this is what the Clinton campaign is talking about here are Democratic Party rules. And the party rules for the State Party of Texas provide for a way to elect one-third of the delegates to the Democratic Convention via these caucuses. And the caucus rules are what the Clinton campaign is apparently challenging. There are a couple of things that the Clinton campaign is alleging. One is that there were early votes cast. In other words, that Obama campaign operatives and voters went to the polling places where the caucuses were going to be held later in the evening, obtained the packets for delegate caucus meetings early, and signed them and you're supposed to do that after the polls close, and apparently there's some allegation that they came early. And then the other allegation is that they created a lot of chaos that kept some of the Clinton voters away from the caucuses. And this will all be decided according to Democratic Party rules.
Yeah, now that's what's interesting here, because then they would go out. This is not a legal issue. You don't go through the courts for this.
No.
So you actually go to the Democratic Party of the county,
That's
or
right.
is it of the state?
Well, there is a process in the Democratic Party rules which allows for what is known as, at both national conventions, the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention, there are always three committees. There's the Platform Committee, there's the Rules Committee, and there's the Credentials Committee. The Credentials Committee is a committee of the Democratic National Committee, and it will decide ultimately whether any particular delegate can be seated, and that can also apply to delegation.